What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is Chef DonDon. So today I'm going to be coming to you with the Real Housewives of Atlanta review and recap. This is season 14, episode 8. So we are moving right along in the episodes. This episode is definitely called Healthy Glows and Low Blows. I'm going to play my introduction, but before I do that, please like this video, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything. Make sure you hit those notification bells. All right, y'all, let's get right on into the tea. I'm going to play my introduction and we're going to get it done. All right, y'all. Again, this is season 14, episode 8. Y'all, this won't be a long review because once I tell you how I really am feeling about Atlanta, y'all will then see why. But anyway, let's get started. So we start off this episode with Drop It with Drew. I don't know why I love when Marlo says drop it with Drew. I don't know. I like that. But anyway, we drop it with Drew. Everyone is still kind of confused about dropping it with Drew and what that really is about and how that really works. And we get a little bit more clarification further down in the episode. So then we pan over and Senya is saying to her sister, she's having a conversation with her sister about the conversation that she needs to have with Ross. It kind of sounds like Ross may want another child, and it sounds like Sanya is not able to give him that child because she is worried about him being so busy and her being not having the support that she needs in order to make things work, right? After that, Candy meets with Sheree and Marlo at the sauna, right? And to me, it starts off with Marlo and Sheree wanting to meet up with Candy to try to confront her on what it's like to be a good friend, right? Now, just in past seasons and past episodes, so to speak, I don't really recall Sheree and Marlo being a real good friend to Candy and the expectations that they're wanting from Candy. I don't see that they've met those expectations in their own life in order to be asking someone that you work with about this. Now, you say you friends, but this just don't give me friend vibes. It gives me I have to tolerate you vibes. All right, so anyway, they're having this conversation, and Sheree begins telling Candy how she feels. She feels that they were really good friends. She used to go to Candy's house and Candy's events and stuff like that. And in my mind, every flashback that they shown was a year that Sheree was on the show. So are these because you were on the show? Or is it because you really are trying to gain a friendship or you really have a friendship with Candy? I think it's just a working relationship. She goes into telling Candy that she feels some type of way about her not calling her about the whole Tyrone situation. Here's my thing. Candy keeps saying that she was waiting for Sheree to call because she wasn't sure that she needed to just call Sheree with pretty much the bones that Kenya had given her. You want to hear something like that from the actual person, right? And I can see where Candy is coming from. Maybe at the time, she didn't feel like it was the right time because you needed to try to heal from this situation. You guys stood up. Look, I think that Kenya was being a good friend, and you took what Kenya did for you, Sheree, and you you turned on her by thinking you having a friendship in Marlo. I don't know. It's all weird to me. I don't like it. I think it's very calculated, and I'm with Candy when she says that she feels like it's a hate campaign against her. Everyone knows I'm not a big Candy fan at all, but this Marlo and Sheree shit, it definitely seems very pre-produced. Let's keep this thing going. I don't like it because Candy said something. You want something out of me that you're not even willing to give to yourself. Okay, so let's just cut the crap, right? Anyway, Candy starts crying. She gets emotional because she's getting super, super frustrated with Marlo and with Sheree in that moment, right? So after that, Marlo then tells her that she's been dealing with her nephews and her sister, and Candy reveals that not from just her friends, but she's hearing it from family as well that she needs to step up to the plate and she's not really there for her family. So for me, I think that Marlo said something that probably struck a nerve with Candy when she said maybe that's something that you need to work on if everyone is telling you that. I think sincerely that struck a nerve with Candy. It was it would definitely strike a nerve with me as well. However, if everyone is saying that, then we do have to try to figure out how I can give my family and my friends time, right? I mean, because we all want time. We all deserve time. We deserve each other's time. And I feel like that's where that came from. But as far as Marlo and Sheree doing what they're supposed to do, I ain't feeling it. So anyway, Sheree then we pin over and Sheree starts talking about She by Sheree, how she had all of this fabric, but she never done anything with it. And yes, Sheree is just one of those people who don't complete projects. And so, or I guess we would say she doesn't complete projects in logic or real time. Let's put it that way. I don't want to put it out there too bad, but it seems like that. Um, so then we pin over and Marlo uh, has her nephews working with her. And then we pin over to Manetta, Candy, and Kenya at a candle making class. And Manetta, we revealed that she is Candy's friend, which we already knew that. Manetta has recently got married, but she is the ex-wife to Neo. Candy reveals to, I mean, I'm sorry, Kenya reveals to Candy about Marlo having an issue with her not being a friend and passing down the clothes for her charity event. And Candy just pretty much says that she's frustrated with Marlo because Marlo is not being a friend to her, but she wants a friend out of Candy. She doesn't hear from Marlo. She says Sheree invites her to her birthday parties and different stuff like that, but she doesn't hear from Marlo at all. So Candy feels like Marlo is starting a hate campaign against her, and I'm going to have to agree with that. Candy asks Manetta how would she feel about vibrating panties. And I'm so over it because I want us to let that go. We all figured it was weird. It shouldn't have been happening. Can we let it go? And Manetta actually says, now, wait a minute, when Kenya explains that other husbands could be zapping the panties, right? So I believe that was a heavy edit there because Manetta said, wait a minute. And then once Candy responded, we didn't see Manetta's response. So that was a heavy edit in that particular moment, and I did catch that edit. Um, but again, I'm over it. Candy isn't really understanding that that was really it shouldn't have been done. If everybody was on a trip and maybe married and you had this conversation with them, but you're calling it a joke, that's not a joke. Someone's husband tickling these panties and stuff, that's not a joke. That's far from a joke. So I want her to stop calling it a joke. Um, it was just a stunt that didn't go over so well with the group, and let's just leave it at that. Kenya and Candy, they actually agreed to disagree, and they moved on from there. Everybody else agree. I mean, they disagree and be trying to chew each other's heads off. Okay, so everyone, we get to drop it with Drew, right? And by the way, y'all, Sanya has a conversation with her husband Ross about having a baby, And again, I think in this particular situation, I think Ross, it sounds like Ross wants the baby, but it sounds like Sanya feels like she doesn't have the support to have another baby. And that's just pretty much what it is. And I'm not taking anybody's feelings away from that at all. So we ended up at the Drop It with Drew event, and Sanya pulls Ralph to the side. And I did not like that. And the reason why I did not like that is because you are over here talking about your marriage with your husband, and you still have a slight beef with my wife. Because the last episode, Drew left. So they haven't been able to talk their issues out, and you pull Ralph to the side to discuss your marital issues, Sanya. That was a no go for me. I'm not here for that. Everyone weighs in. Candy and Todd end up having to leave because they have a peeping Tom on their property who sat on the porch. Once the babysitter realized that it was not Amazon, she definitely called the police. And so Todd and Candy had to go take care of that. Kenya arrives because she had a conference with baby Brooklyn School. Drew and Jackie finally explain to the ladies what the drop it with Drew thing is, right? Now, again, I don't think that Drew necessarily came up with this concept, but I do think that she came up with the concept of the meal preps. Now I could definitely be wrong about that, but I do think that she came up with the concept for the meal preps and all of that stuff, right? So we pen over, we're still at the drop it with Drew, and it looks like Marlo gets into it. Well, Manetta stirs the pot and asks questions about Candy. And she's referring to Marlo, right? And in this particular situation, Marlo, she starts with that victim role, and I don't like it. Like, stop saying that everybody's not being your friend when you're not being a friend to them. Marlo calls Kenya booty fake, and she also asks about Mark. And I don't know, well, I wasn't doing lives and reviews then, but not too long ago, prior to the season airing, it had came out that Marlo was trying to contact Mark and ask questions about Mark. Now, when they was what 3, 4 episodes ago when they was in NYC and Kenya walked away from the table because of something that Mark had said, and Marlo called herself being supportive. What happened in this situation? You Marlo is so busy trying to hit below the belt that she doesn't realize that she looks fake when she does it. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look authentic. Everything that you're doing is fake because you bringing up stuff that you was cool with, right? I don't like it. Um, Marlo gets in Kenya's face, and you know, I don't like the you get in my personal space because then what happens, and I'm not promoting violence or anything like that, but if something were to happen in that very moment, we would then want to fault Kenya. But Marlo was in this lady's space. She warned her several times to get out of her face. So for me, I think that Marlo is trying to egg Kenya on to do things when she sees that Kenya is looking as if she's trying to turn a new leaf. There's things that may be going on in Kenya's life that may want or result in her acting much different from what she's doing or what she has been doing. So, y'all, that's really my take on the episode. Something else I forgot to mention when um when Candy and Marlo and Sheree were at the sauna, and Marlo said that she was in foster care, and I like what Candy said. You can't use that to victimize everything that you do and the actions that you make. I'm an adopted child. I have been in foster care. I was bounced around from foster care to foster care. I would never use that to throw it up in someone's face to make them feel sorry for anything that I've done as an adult. Okay, like let's cut the crap, Marlo. Now, so I've liked Marlo up until now. People are saying that Marlo is carrying the season, but she's carrying the season with tiredness. It's tiring. Um, just if I could see if it was some substance for her going for Candy or some substance for her going for Kenya, but it's nothing and it's all petty and it it's not even worth it. Anyway, y'all, that is my review on Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 8. Again, Marlo with this victim plan, Candy is trying to be a friend or they're not being a friend back. All right.